Hello and welcome along to Mondo Channel About Movies. My name is John and this video is going to be what I picked up from town this morning. But first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Ian. Now when I was in HMV this morning, I was looking through the 4K shelf. There were some great bargains on there. I was really tempted for some 3 for £30 ones, but there's a few that just didn't marry up with that sale. So as I was looking through the shelves, Ian was standing next to us and he said, "Have you got a YouTube channel?" And I said, "Yes, I have." And he said, "Oh, well," he said, "I watch your videos." So we shook hands. And it was great to actually meet someone who watches the videos. I was kind of, as usual, blown away by the fact that people recognise you. And we had a good chat about 4Ks and life in general. And his friend came over, which I didn't catch his name, sorry about that. And we had a good chat as well. So it was great to actually meet somebody who says that they watch the videos and they like the videos. So it was great to have that conversation with Ian. So when we were chatting, Ian said he was a big fan of 4Ks. And I'd said, well, I'm looking through these 4Ks and I'm trying to get myself 3 for £30, but I don't think I will. I have picked up some stuff from HMV, which I'll show at the end of this because I've got some stuff from CX as well. So I just want to give a big shout out to Ian, and thanks for coming up and thanks for making yourself known to us, and I really appreciate what you said about the channel. So thanks again, Ian. Cheers, mate. Also on a current tidy up, I found this. Now this is the book that I used to keep a record of all my videos in here, videotapes. This is why it's video index. Now, what I've got in here, I've got literally every movie that I had on VHS in this book. Now, what I did used to have is I've got 2 of these books. Now, one of them has got every single, where my catalogues was, like I used to have A1, and I used to tell you what was on A1, A2, A3, to 10, to B1. So I've got that book somewhere, which is fully up to date, as it was, with details in. Also, this one here has, at the moment, I can't find that book, but I have found this one. This has got a list of every single VHS that I've got, and also it's got a partial list of what was on some of the videos. It's also got a list of things that were on the end of videotapes, like things that tape off the TV. So what I want to do is I want to make a video on this, but I need to have input from everybody to tell me how you would like to see this presented. Would you like to see me just reading out what is in here? Would you like to see me go into more detail about stuff, what I've got left? I've got nothing of this on VHS left, I know I can tell you that. But I've got some of the ones on the sort of music stuff and some boxing videos. So I can present some of the stuff in here, but literally nothing to do with videos, the movies that are in here. And to be honest, some of the movies I'm looking at and thought, I can't remember having this at all. So it's a bit of an eye-opener for me. I'm going to have to say this book is was from about 1995. Now I think I got my first DVD player in 1998. So this predates all DVDs. There's no DVDs in here at all. It's just purely videotapes. So the question is to everybody, if you'd like to leave a comment down below, how will I present, how would you like to see this? Would you like to see me just literally opening the book and saying, National Lampoon's Vacation, and then going through them like that? They're not in alphabetical order actually, and there's some crazy movies in here. I mean, there's literally pages and pages full of them. So how would you like to see this done? Would you like to see this done in a way where I just read them out? Would you like to see me done in a way where I'll read out the ones that I'm quite surprised I had? Would you like to read ones that I can't remember having? Just let us know down below and see how you want me to present this video, because I'm really wanting to do it, but I'm kind of stuck in a way on how it would be watchable for people. I don't want to really go through this book in its entirety, because I think the video would literally be about 9 hours long. So a little bit of help on this one, please, and just tell me down below which format or which ways you would like to see me, and hopefully I'll be able to pick some examples out from the lists down below. So thanks once again for doing that for us. Cheers. So before I went to HMV, I went to CX, and I picked up a couple of Arrow movies. Now this was dirt cheap. It was £4, and it is Ivan's Ecstasy. I think that's how you say it. Now it's got the booklet in it. When I look at these Arrow stuff, I always try and see if it's got the booklet in. And if it has got the booklet in, I'll buy this. Now, I don't know anything about this movie. It's by the director of Candyman and Paper House. Now, I don't think that's the new Candyman, because it looks like it's maybe a movie from the 90s possibly, or the 2000s. I can't see a date on here. Does it say 1990? Not too sure. So what it's got on this release, which I didn't know about till I put it in the Blu-ray player, the 4K player, to check it out. It's got 3 versions of the movie. It's got like 2 shorter ones, and it's got 1 longer producer's cut. Now one of the shorter ones plays in 60 frames per second. Wow. The old soap opera look. The other one plays in 24 frames per second. and the producer's cut, which is the longer cut by about 18 minutes, plays in 60 frames per second. Now, when you put this on, you can immediately see the 60 frames per second because it's got that soap opera effect. People don't seem to move in the right way. I know that the quality was much better on the 60 frames per second than the 24 frames per second. And actually, the 24 frames was very dark compared to the other one was really bright. It was quite a bit of a strange thing to have. To be honest, when I looked at it, I thought, I don't know if I can watch this because it's got that look about it that was infamous on the 4K disc of Gemini Man, which to be honest looks spectacular when it's got the 60 frames per second. The picture quality is like something I've never seen, but the movement of it just doesn't look correct, to me anyway. And so this is funny because the better quality is on the 60 frames per second one, but I don't know, I can't really think I could watch that. But it's interesting that the other version is dark and the other one's bright. I don't know why that is. So anyway, this movie, without giving any spoilers away, apparently it's this fella. It's no spoiler to say that this bloke dies, and this is about his last days and what happens on his last days. So another movie that I'm quite interested in, because these sort of strange Arrow ones, I do think that they're watchable. And put it this way, if it's £4, it's got the booklet in, I don't really like it. It's no problem to give it away or whatever. But it might be a great movie. But I'm quite intrigued on what this whole 60 frames per second is on this movie, and it will get watched down the line. That's Ivan's Ecstasy. Next up, for £5, I picked up Texas Adios. Now the cover here, you can see that's not good. That's going to get swapped out, and obviously these stickers are going to get taken off, of course. I haven't tried them yet. They might be good. If they're not, then you've got to go for lighter fuel.
Hi everybody, remember me? Where's me lighter fuel?
Exactly. So this movie was a no-brainer to buy. It stars the great Franco Nero in a spaghetti western. There you go. That's enough for me. Now I think this is the unofficial sequel to Django. Now I know that this is on when you buy the 4K of Django, which I do want to get, which I haven't got yet. This movie is on there, but I haven't seen. You can't get Django in the UK, unfortunately, or maybe it'll come out one day. I hope it will. Probably rights issues somewhere along the line there. And so I thought, right, I'm just going to get this one because it's cheap. It's got the booklet in as well. It's got a poster there, or postcard there for Sartana. It sounds a little bit like a breakfast cereal. And so yes, so it's just one of those things where you cannot beat Franco Nero in a spaghetti western. So I put this on just to check out the quality, and the outdoor scenes are a little bit grainy, but I don't mind that. It's not something that's going to bother us. It's just a little bit grainy. The interior scenes are perfect. The colours in here are magnificent, and mostly these spaghetti westerns are always filmed outside, in blazing heat. People have got like sun tans, and it's sweat pouring down them. So it's always a type of movie that I'm drawn to. I think I like the looks. I like westerns, but the look of a spaghetti western is just something I really gravitate to. Gravitate? I don't know what I'm saying.
Where's me ladders?
So I do really find myself enjoying a good spaghetti western. So interested to check this one out. I don't know what year this is from. I'm going to guess round about 1970, thereabouts. So for £5, you can't really go wrong. I will be getting rid of that box made. So that's Texas Adios. So back in HMV, when I was chatting to Ian, I picked up a couple of titles. Firstly, I picked up the 4K of Jumanji, The Next Level. Now, I had my eye on this for a few times, and because of the price, obviously. And also, I've just noticed IMAX Enhanced. So I thought, yes, please. And obviously, I got an IMAX Enhanced setting on my TV. So I've only got a couple. I've only got one, which is Angry Birds 2, which has got this. So I'd imagine my IMAX Enhanced setting on my TV is the best way to look at that. Someone's been up to no good. So I knew this would look good. The other one looks good. We watched these two movies actually in the cinema and really enjoyed them, if I'm honest. We do really like the cast in here. I think these movies are just a bit of fun. I don't really like the first Jumanji that was way back in the day. I didn't get away with that at all. Didn't think that was the film that I really enjoyed at all. So when I watched this one, I thought, well, am I going to enjoy it? But I must admit, I really enjoyed these ones. And the picture quality and the sound quality on here, it's obviously Dolby Atmos. This is just ridiculous. It's or is it DTS? Sony DTS. So this is unreal. The picture quality, the colours on here, especially being the jungle, the greens of the trees, is just really, really vibrant. And everything about it in the desert, they're in desert as well, because it goes all over the place with the story in this game. It's just brilliant, and I knew it would be, but this is really nice with this. Yes, it does look better than the first one. To be honest, I think this one's not as good as the first one, but I still have a good time with it. And I hope they make another one, actually. So that's Jumanji, The Next Level. So lastly, I picked up a movie that's an absolutely brilliant movie. As soon as this was coming out on Blu-ray, I thought, I've got to get this. I haven't owned this since VHS days. It's probably in that book over there. And I do think this was just an absolutely stunning movie, and it's one that just passed everyone by. I'm so glad to see it come out again on Blu-ray. So what I picked up was Red Rock West. I'm so tempted to say Red Rock West, but I wouldn't do that. Now, this movie is $17.99 on release with a slipcover. I haven't got a problem with that. But it's released by Plan B Entertainment, and I thought, because I thought it was an 88 films release, if I'm honest. You get the full case in here. It's a double disc. You get the Blu-ray, and you also get the DVD. And you do get, in this limited edition, special edition, you get a booklet, which has got pictures of all the cast. Got a great cast in here. Laura Flynn Boyle is great, and unfortunately she's really had some bad problems with plastic surgery, recently, which has taken her right out of the mix with Hollywood, unfortunately. And this cast, like Dennis Hopper as well, wow, what can I say about him? He's a legend. He's just such a good character in this. They're all good characters in this. Now the short story about, I haven't watched this film for a long time, the short story about this is that this guy, Nicolas Cage, in one of his best roles for me, he comes into this town. And I think someone says to me, he's a bit of a drifter, and someone says, you want to make some money? And he says, well, yeah, and he says, I just need you to do something for us. So it's one of those ones where he does, and he says, right, I'll do this, and everything, bar everything, goes wrong. And it's such a great twisty-turny movie, which to me, it's so unknown, really. I don't hear anybody talking about it. This poster, quite a small poster actually, this is it's not too bad. I would imagine that's the original artwork. I don't know when this movie came out. I would say it came out about the late 80s, early 90s, I think. And yeah, so I'm happy to own it. And that's the reversible art, which is basically the same art, but it takes up the age certificates on the side, which I think they could have done a bit more with that. Now, I've never heard of this company before. And I thought, well, I do need to get this movie because I'm such a big fan of the movie. So when I put it on, I was quite disappointed, actually. I thought, alarm bells did ring when I saw that. And I never heard anything about them because some companies, you don't know what they're like. I mean, I trust 88, 101, Arrow. I do know you're going to Second Sight. You're going to get some good stuff from them. Criterion. You know that you're going to get the best versions of it. So when I saw this movie back in the day, I have no real recollection of what it looked like. Didn't take any notice of it at that time. And it's got a lot of special features on it. Probably got about an hour's worth of special features with the director's commentary. But when I put it on, I've got to say I was quite disappointed with the print. I mean, the print, it's all right. There's no dirt on it, but it's very grainy, and I mean very grainy. What I did on my TV was I went through all the settings on it to see if the grain got a bit better, a bit less noisy. It's not just grainy, it's noisy grain. It seems when they're outdoor scenes, it seems to be very noticeable. Which is a bit of a shame, actually. I mean, I'm really interested in watching this movie again. It's just what I'm going to say is, if you're ever thinking about getting this, just wait. I'm sure this is going to come down in a sale. I was really eager to get this one because I couldn't believe it was finally out on Blu-ray. But if I'm honest, really try and get this one in the biggest sale you can get it. It's not horrendous, don't get us wrong. It's not one of the worst things I've seen, but it's not worth £18. I don't know, just because they've put a couple of things in it, I don't understand how that could be. It could be £18. To me, a good $12.99 would have done this release, and I wouldn't have been too bothered about it, even though you do want to get ones that, I mean, maybe that might be down to the quality of the print, but I've just got this feeling that this will be problematic to the way it was done. It doesn't look like it was done that good. The actual Blu-ray of it looks quite like an old Blu-ray. I don't know if this is taken off another previous release from maybe Germany or something, because I know it has been out on Blu-ray before, just not in the UK. So slightly disappointing. It's not worth that money, so that's a note to somebody if you're thinking about getting it. I would wait till it comes down the sale. I don't think many people will go for this movie because it's a bit of a cult classic. They might be looking at Nicolas Cage and think, no, it's a load of rubbish, but I'll tell you this is one of the best movies you're ever going to see. The things that happen in this movie, you can't believe what's happened. To be honest, if you thought if this was made by the Coen brothers, you would think nothing of it. You know, I don't know who actually wrote it, but it's got Coen brothers written all over it. The twists and turns in this movie is second to none. Can't recommend it highly enough, but I do recommend, when I've watched it, I think you need to get this in a sale for as cheap as you can. Unfortunately, a bit of a shame that. So that's Red Rock West. And once again, I want to thank Ian for coming up and just introducing himself. And hopefully I'll bump into you again in the future, Ian. And also, if you can give us a little bit of a hand with this book, what you want to see with this book. And I'll make a video on that, because there's some really mad stuff in this book. And I'm interested to share that with you. And also, I've got like my top 20 from that time. So I'm interested. I haven't looked at it, but I know I want to see what I think. One of them is from 1991. So I'd like to see what I was actually watching in 1991. What was my top 20? Is it the same as what it is now? So anyway, so thanks for watching. You take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.
Do
you like that one?